The number 1 seed has been determined. 3 spots in the chase remain, and it all comes down to this. The 26th and final race of the regular season at Daytona. But more importantly, there's paint schemes to review. Let's go. Starting us off, as always, is Ross the Intern. You heard that right. I unfortunately have had to revoke his title as the boss because he has missed the playoffs for the first time since 2024. It was reported 6 days ago that Ross Chastain was officially pulling the fire alarm at Trackhouse, which, according to my calculations, is about 28 weeks too late. Typically, Ross, you would pull the fire alarm when you start to smell smoke, not when your house and all of your belongings have burnt to the ground. You've had a permanent residence at 20th in points since the green flag waved at the Daytona 500, so I'd have to say you're about 200 days late and $1 million short. But hey, look at the bright side. At least Wendy's came out with a watermelon lemonade that tastes great with a paint scheme that looks like shit. When I saw this as a sponsor on the entry list, I was incredibly intrigued, but when I saw the pre-order for the diecast, that intrigue turned to disappointment, just like Ross's 2026 season. 5. Credit to Austin Syndrome. He has done everything in his power to almost lock into the chase in a top 3 ride in all of NASCAR. 8. RCR just hit a last-second buzzer beater to get their paint schemes included in this review. Up until about 45 seconds ago, the PR team over at RCR was too busy announcing 2027 driver lineups to be able to get their paint schemes uploaded to NASCAR.com. But what matters is they're here. 9. Noah Gragson picked up a top 10 last weekend for the first time since Talladega, and while I would love to give him all the credit, he did spend some time with the Patriots organization. I think the whole pissing excellence might have rubbed off on him. I also think it's scientifically impossible to not run good a day after wearing a Chad Ochocinco Patriots jersey. What a pull. Shout out Drake May. 7. Don't look now, but we're about to enter the chase, and Kyle Larson has gone 2 straight races without spinning out coming out of turn 4. I'm just saying, the field is probably worried. So should you. Glaze on. 10. Believe it or not, Brad Keselowski is still not mathematically eliminated from chase contention, but it is going to take a Buffalo Bills 2017 miracle for it to happen. 76 points out, yeah. That's winning both stages, having the fastest lap, and winning the race. Imagine he does all that, but loses the fastest lap to Cody Ware. That would be nuts. 9. Cocodrile. Shout out Gabby for the wheel knowledge, but Daniel Suarez, Coke 600 winner, in the Coca-Cola car at the Coca-Cola Zero Sugar 400. If you're a psychopath like me that's looking for signs, Daniel Suarez might be your guy. He also finished second last year. 7. Let's take a look at how Chase Elliott's day went at New Hampshire. 25th. At least your tire didn't fly off. 4. I once again helped fund Ty Dillon's Cup Series career. The wife bought a thing of salmon from Walmart. It sat in the fridge for a week and a half. Then it went in the trash. You're welcome, Ty. 8. Can we get a wellness check on Denny Hamlin, please? If you missed the announcement, FedEx will be the new title sponsor of the Truck Series in 2027, which is pretty interesting because, they couldn't sponsor Denny anymore? FedEx sucks anyway. 9. Ryan Blaney just went back-to-back at New Hampshire in almost identical paint schemes. Now we head to the Coke 400 at Daytona, a race he won last year, in the same exact paint scheme. Yeah, chat, we're fucked. 10. Unblock me. 0. Mr. Buescher. Chris Buescher, the 5th third car, and Daytona. They go together like Grillo's, pickles, dip, chips. In the bag they come in. I would sell my kidney to see another Chris Buescher Daytona win. Nah, seriously though, it's probably full of kidney stones anyway. 10. So if I fall asleep at work, I get bitched at. But if Chase Briscoe falls asleep at work, he gets put on TV, turned into a meme, and laughed about. Okay, noted. I need a cooler job. 10. Hey, C-Bell, you had one of the quickest cars of the weekend. You started out the race looking like you could walk on water, but you ended up finishing 4th. At least it wasn't second, right? 5. Joshy! This dude is on a legacy unemployment run. Usually when you find out you're going to lose your job, you tell your boss he's a dick, you take just enough air out of his tires, you piss in his lunchbox when he's not looking, and you leave. This guy scores 4 straight top 10s, which is the first time Wood Brothers has done that since '94. Which, dude, Blaney, you never got 4 straight top 10s? Anyway, another unemployment Wood Brothers Daytona win would be badass, but unfortunately, this car looks like it's going to end up in Lake Lloyd. 8. You served me well at Richmond, Joseph, but I don't want to talk about New Hampshire. 7. Some guys have ice in their veins. You know, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, definitely not LeBron James. Guys that when it gets to the end, you know they're going to close it out. Then you have a guy like Bubba Wallace. I think he has boiling hot water in his veins. On fresher tires, running down the leader who's dealing with lap traffic, you get within half a second, then you smoke your shit going into turn 3. This dude has not unlocked the clutch shooter badge yet. I do love the paint scheme, though. Very girly pop. 10. Willie B had a pretty good day going at New Hampshire until his tire flew off. Maybe try to keep that on next time. That thunder in the background was actually a paid actor. 7. Do you know how many families a Toddy G. Grillo's hot pickle Daytona win would feed? At least one. Mine. This thing fucks. 10. Here's your weekly reminder that Riley Herbst does in fact still exist. Even if his paint scheme doesn't. 6. The OG Aaron's Dream Machine is back! As much as I would love to see this car go to victory lane, it is mathematically, scientifically, and historically impossible until you actually unblock me here on TikTok. 10. Cole Custer! Call me fucking crazy, but Cole Custer could win this race on Saturday. He even has the power of nuclear missiles on his side. And don't forget Andy's frozen custard. 10. Well, John, literally nobody will ever remember that you finished 31st in the number 40 car at New Hampshire in 2026, but it did happen. 8. Let me be very clear when I say this. This scheme is abysmal. Helen Keller herself could have lined the Dollar Tree up better with her eyes closed. And that swoosh looks like it came from a 90s styrofoam cup. Get this away from me immediately. 0. Joey Gase will be attempting double duty this weekend, and this is a paint scheme. 1. Now, I've told you guys before, and I'll tell you again, I don't know shit when it comes to sneakers. But just like Charlie tried to tell Alan in 2.5 Men, you just gotta call the guy. Don't fall off the roof and break your neck trying to fix the satellite. And don't look like an idiot online trying to talk about shoes you know nothing about. Call the guy. So I did call the guy. Shout out E1 Kicks. This car is based off the Retro 9s. I heard there's actually a little bit of drama regarding this because some people refer to them as the Space Jam 9s, but the Space Jams are for the 11s. I'm just relaying what the guy said. If you don't agree, tag E1 Kicks in the comments. 10. When I first saw this scheme, I thought it was sponsored by the Walmart TV brand, but now that I've opened up my eyeballs and saw the letter I, this is actually a workforce solutions company, which is nowhere near as cool. 6. Ally. 10. When you look at this paint scheme, it could remind you of one of two things. Either A, the beach, or B, Natalie Decker's pool party. Who's going to be there? Because I won't. 9. And then there's Ty Gibbs. 6. Ryan, it's a damn good thing you have that Icy Hot sticker on your car this weekend because that's exactly what SVG is going to need after the absolute ass kicking you're going to lay on him Saturday night. Take out the old wooden spoon your mom used to threaten you with when you were a kid and tell Shane to bend over because it is going to be a long night. Also, NASCAR sponsorship works. I got Emily off of Chobani and on Oikos. So, 10. When I get cast to Big Brother 29 and I create an alliance called Fly, you'll understand why. 9. Carson, dude, I don't think there's a single thing I could say that hasn't already been said 100 times this week. Spun out under caution, wrecked yourself, and somehow still finished 19th and locked into the chase. Bravo. Your scheme totally sucks, though. 4. Connor, I know there's nobody out there that's harder on yourself than you. But maybe there should be, because, buddy, I don't even think you could classify that as ARCA brakes. I think that was like Nissan Altima brakes. That was like if a third plane tried to hit the towers right now. I do still have faith. I know it's going to get better. But holy shit. 6. I mean, to be fair, Shane, I would almost rather both you and Ryan make it in and Cindric not make it. I don't know if that makes you feel any better, but just know I will be rooting for the worst for you. 8. And the Pit Stop Diecast Paint Scheme of the Week goes to Zane Smith. Please unblock me. See y'all at Daytona. Toodles!